Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is my third video, so bear with me. I think each one will probably get a little bit better than the last, but I'm having a good time making them. I feel a little more comfortable on this platform, as I've mentioned before. And so I'm just today I'm going to talk about actually my process, the prototyping process, and how that started, and people were kind of curious about it. So I thought, you know what, I'll get all my prototypes together and I'll show you one by one kind of this process I went through in the creation of Beauty Binder. So that's what I thought I would do today. This backdrop is my beautiful bathroom with a picture that's been on the floor for like 3 months because I need to hang it. And I'm usually in my bedroom and in my bathroom because I have four teenagers, and this is the only place I can kind of breathe. So, and hope they don't find me for a little bit, although many times they do. So we'll see. Fingers crossed that we'll get through this. But I just thought I'd show you the process of prototyping um, a manufactured product when you have no idea. So I'll show you what inspired Beauty Binder. This was my makeup case. It was an old Estee Lauder case. And my mom brought it home from her work. She went to the gift shop and she thought I would like this for all my makeup. And I actually did. And I used it for a long time. And you can see the inside because it's dirty from all the spills and all the makeup. And down below, like you can see kind of like all the, the foundation spills and everything. And this is what my makeup case looked like. This is what my makeup looked like. And I liked the fact that it was kind of a bigger case and it kind of had the feel of laying things out to where I could kind of see them. But in the end, they were stacking again and they were a mess. And I had bobby pins stuck to my Fenty, magnetic contour stick. And I just had a mess. And I realized too, I was thinking about it, like I was spending, what, $35, $40 on a Charlotte Tilbury um, blush, and I was throwing it into this case that ultimately was going to get broken, or I would forget I even had it. So this was the inspiration for Beauty Binder. So what I ended up doing was I ended up going online and thinking, I really have a case or something that I can purchase that makes my makeup lay out flat and stacks my makeup so that I can actually see what I have and use it and wear it, and it won't break. I figured there had to be something out there, so I went searching for it, and I looked and looked and looked and didn't find it. So I decided. So the next thing I did was I had my sister-in-law at the time, who was a graphic designer, draw out what I had in my head. And it was, she literally put it on like a little sticky note. I still remember where we were sitting, and she had this little, sticky note, and she drew it out real fast, what was in my head. And the first thing I did, because I had no idea what I was doing, was I sent it to a patent attorney. And I thought, okay, well, let's patent it. I have this great idea, let's patent it. So I sent it to her. She called me. She actually messaged me, emailed me, and said, Stormy, can we talk? And I called her, and she said, you're not ready for it. And I said, okay, tell me what to do. And she said, go to the craft store, get some supplies, and create your product with just paper. Create it 3D, create it, the size, the length, the width. Just create the idea you have in your head. And so that's what I did. So fast forward maybe a month, went down to Rite Aid and bought myself some poster board and started to poster board, scissors, and a ruler. And I started to map it out. So basically took the makeup that I loved, laid it out flat, and thought, okay, how big, how many compartments, how would I organize this? It was a dream case, and I could put all my makeup in it. And that's what I did. So these are some of my first. This is my first prototype. So this is it. It's literally made out of poster board, and it has bottom. It has, the first prototype had little pockets on the side. So I said on here clear plastic because I I wanted to make sure that it was see-through. That was a big thing for me. I wanted it to be see-through. I wanted to actually be able to see what I had. And clear plastic, and I had lid snap. So I created that, and then these were my little wings for my little binder. And then here is a file. I actually created like a beauty file, and that was my first. I wanted to find a manufacturer that I could kind of explain all of this to. And because this was a product that had never been created before, so I needed to have somebody that would kind of work with me that way. So I found a company, I want to say in the Los Angeles area, and they manufactured products out of the country, but they could be your conduit. So what they did was I went down to their office with my paper, and they videotaped me with that paper prototype, explaining everything about my product and how I wanted it and what it should do and what its purpose was, what made it special. And they sent that video to India at the time, and they created it there. And while I was working my day job, I would get emails saying, what kind of fabric, this fabric or this fabric, or this color or this color. And I'd answer those emails. And about 2 months later, and it was about $200, I got my first prototype. And it was terrible, totally terrible. I'll show it to you. Awful. But it gave me an actual product, not paper, made of actual material that I could take and use to create the 5 more prototypes I would create. So this is the first one I made. And I remember going down there, driving down there, and I just thought, I got it, and I just was heartbroken. I was silent the whole ride there. I drove with my ex-husband at the time, and he drove me down there, and on the way home, I just thought, this is so bad. It was awful. There was a million reasons it wasn't going to work, but there was something in me that just had to keep going. And so here it is. And these are all the notes that they made me, and I don't even know. The plastic is terrible. It's the raw. It just wasn't. It wasn't pliable at all. It just wasn't. The fabric I didn't like. I didn't like the stitching. I didn't think was good. The buttons on top of this fabric, if you can see, or on top of the plastic, I knew with enough wear there was no way that they were going to stay there. I knew they were going to detach, or I knew it was going to be a mess. And I didn't love the hardware, but because of my budget, I could only use the hardware they could get hold of. Didn't love the plastic handles, but at that time the beauty binder did have a handle, and that was the idea at that time. And I'll show you how all that changed too. And this was my brush holder. It was completely devastated by this. It just is so bad. And the bottom, there's no it just was bad. And so this was the beginning though. And I think when you're in a process like this and you're learning and trying something new, it takes a while to get it. And even when you think you get it, it doesn't mean you got it. But what I could hold on to about this was that it was a tangible product that I had created from my mind, and somebody made it for me. And now we could take this and we could go from here. So this is my second prototype, and I actually got pretty close on this one, and it was good. It's a good prototype. People still actually really like this one. I'll tell you why I didn't stick with it. But this is my second one. It's cute. It's a little, holder. You have a little handle on it. And I have like the beauty on the inside. I have that right here. Have a cute little butterfly clasp. People kind of liked this size. but I kind of wanted to get rid of like the boxy feel of it. So we got a little bit closer. I did the polka dots on the inside and the stripes, which I like. I thought they were fun. And then over here, we did the little cover for the brushes, and we put a little thing there. I've got a couple brushes in there, and the little brushes on the side. And I had 3 files in this one as well, which I did gold hardware, and then they put a silver ring because that's all they could source. But see how small the rings are? I knew that it wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to fit all the files in it, and so I decided to scrap this one. Here was the plastic cover here, which is like, the plastic is terrible. It wasn't going to last. And then with these buttons here again, they were going to separate from the plastic. I knew they weren't going to work on a daily basis. So all this was a cute sample, and I still like it today. It wasn't going to work. So back to drawing. So my next sample I actually sent to a designer that I was working with in New York that helped me to kind of transition into what you know as Beauty Binder now. Although this third sample, we didn't hit the mark, but you'll see what we added. So it was her idea at that time to, and I liked it, to add the logo lining. I thought it was a cool touch, and I had a cool logo, and so I decided to make the inside of every beauty binder the logo. And then as we progress and make more and different colors and different styles, I think it'll be really cool to have the logo change too. So, well, not change, but the colors change and how we do the logo, but all of them will have the logo lining. But so we have like the little logo on the front there, but you'll see this is so boxy. It's just so boxy. I just did not love it. So we have the beauty on the inside there, which is what we still have now, but we've changed it to like a blind embossed. And we have the plastic here. It looks like I lost a fingernail somewhere, but whatever. And we have the Velcro here. We changed that. Velcro here, which we changed, but you can see like the stitching. It just, and then we still have that hard plastic that doesn't really work. So see some of the changes that were made. So this is number 3, and we're still not there. Okay, so this next one we got closer. We decided to make it the handle here, and one of the things I was worried about when I was creating it was I wanted whoever to have enough space to put all their makeup in the beauty binder and have it, they could do their makeup and their hair stuff and whatever they wanted to put in there for their morning routine to get started, get going, have it all together. Even jewelry, earrings, whatever they wanted could be in here. So I wanted it to have enough room for them to put whatever they wanted in it. And I knew I didn't want it necessarily for travel. That wasn't what it was created for at the time. And so, although now I take a file or whatever if I'm going, but I don't take my beauty binder, right? So on this sample, this prototype, we got a little bit closer to that, but we picked this to go on the sides here, right? So this could zip. So I don't know if you can picture it, but it had like 2 of these, right? And I have the other one right here, but it was like that, and then like this on the bottom. So it was, you know, wide, and then it had the other piece. So it reminded me of shark teeth. It reminded me of a big like shark. I don't even know. I just thought I hate these, and so instead of ordering another sample because each one costs, I decided to just cut them off. So I cut them off and did that. And so I thought, well, what if we do it like this? But we've got to have bigger rings, obviously. So that was the next step. We blind embossed the beauty binder. And this poor thing has been through the ringer, so it's just kind of a mess. We had the beauty on the inside blind embossed here. We got closer there. We had the brush area. We got closer with that. And this is my prototype that I've just done all my testing on. And so it's just like I had pockets here. I ripped them out. I don't know if you can see, but they were all ripped out. I just took a sewing ripper and ripped it out, took the scissors, cut the sides off, and created, a better, actually what I was able to do was I was able to create a better video to send to them so that they could see, okay, this is what I'm talking about. Let's change this, this, and this. And then at that time, they sent me, I had been discussing the situation with the plastic and how it wasn't right. So they sent me samples and of the plastics, and I actually got to pick out the plastic that worked best for Beauty Binder. And then I'll show you. So it was a total of 7 prototypes, like 7 samples, and then 7 was the correct one. Like I said, one's in New York, and so I didn't show you that one because I haven't had that in a long time. But it was a process, but we finally got there, and this is the one that I'm selling today. So let me show you. Okay, and this is what we know as the Beauty Binder today. So this is the final sample and final prototype of the Beauty Binder. There were 7, including this one, total from paper to what I ultimately launched, and this is it. So we decided to go with a handle here, so it was easy to move in and out of your cabinet underneath if you wanted to. Looks pretty on a countertop if you want to do that, and I just think it's so pretty. So we did feminine pink and gold and all the little details that were included, the Beauty Binder logo on the handle, the pretty pink stitching, and we ended up doing elastic here. This was the first prototype that we did that on, and we kept it so that it could grow, so you could put whatever you wanted and make it as big or as wide as you needed to make it. We did kind of ombre file look so that if it was like this on your counter, it would be pretty. We did the Beauty Binder logo, full logo here, and the elastic and the stitching. And then if you open it up, you have the Beauty Binder logo here. And then, just gonna move it this way because it's easier. The files, the 3 files, and all of the little hardware are the brush gold with the Beauty Binder logo on each one. And the D-rings and the large enough rings to where you can fill it up and your rings aren't going to be too small, which you saw in some of my other samples. And the grommets, choosing the grommets that were brush gold that matched. And then all of the details. And then the hidden pocket and the pocket on this one. And that was just kind of to change it up a little bit. I thought it was fun. And then this one, this pocket with the mesh, so that if you wanted to put something like a beauty blender in there that needed to dry, it wouldn't mold or anything. The beauty in the inside, you can kind of see it there, is just blind embossed, just a small little touch. I just thought it was important. I think it's really important, especially now with, I don't know, I think, the beauty industry, we talk so much about outer beauty and all of that stuff, and especially as women, and there's so much pressure on us to look a certain way, especially as we age. And I just thought that it was important to remember where the beauty really is, and that's on the inside of the person who's putting on the makeup. So I don't know, I just thought it was a nice reminder, and I thought it was really important, and I liked it, so I bought it. The plastic is really nice and pliable, and I chose it, and it's fabulous, and I love it, and it's all wipeable. And then the brush holders with this individual stitching, and the you can see on this side, the Velcro here is horizontal and the Velcro here is vertical. I don't know if you can see, it kind of blends in, but it's right there. It's vertical so that you can make this as wide as you need to for your brushes. You can make it flat or you can make it wide. And it was just, I just wanted to make it have really special details and really special, you know, little touches that made whoever was using it, I wanted them to feel special and beautiful. So that's the evolution of the Beauty Binder. Just like in 10 minutes. Too bad it took 2.5, 3 years to do it. And then it's, you know, everything else that comes with launching a product. And one day I'll talk to you about that too. So that's a whole another thing. All your mind stuff and I don't know. I feel like it brings out all of any insecurity you had before is like on display and louder than it was before. And I don't know. That's a whole nother video. One of these days I'll film that one when I figure out how to kind of get past it. But so anyway, I just thought it was really cool to show you, and you want to see my bathroom? Okay, so this is the crazy evolution of Beauty Binder. You can see them all on my bathtub.